I recently went on vacation, and it made me realise a thing, which is that the Nintendo Switch is still unbeaten. Let me explain. It started when I was getting ready to go on vacation and I wanted to take some kind of handheld gaming device with me. The new Zelda came out, so I thought, hey, I'll take my Switch, maybe I'll take my Steam Deck as well. But I couldn't find the charger to my Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck requires a charger that can deliver something like 60 watts. You can't just plug it into a USB and be happy, whereas you can with the Switch. So I took the Switch on vacation and I played Echoes of Wisdom and Animal Crossing and things like that, and it went swimmingly. But the most important thing is that it made me appreciate the Nintendo Switch, even though it's so old and does have its problems. The battery life on the console is great, the OLED screen in my model is beautiful, the Switch is lightweight, cartridges are just downright cool. I mean, the Steam Deck is a great handheld, don't get me wrong, and we're not going to make this all about the Steam Deck versus the Switch, but for example, the Steam Deck puts a lot of barriers in the way with its clunky operating system that always needs updating, and it just doesn't feel as great as the Switch's operating system. I love the feel of the Steam Deck, I like the controller layout better, but it's heavier and larger and not really portable when it comes down to it. The Nintendo Switch, especially today, does have its problems. The eShop is sluggish and bloated and full of the most random trash games. Game performance is also lacking these days. Echoes of Wisdom, for example, has loads of frame drops just walking around. It's definitely time for a Nintendo Switch 2, but in the meantime, I find it really hard to beat the Nintendo Switch. It remains the unbeaten king of handheld gaming, and this is for a number of reasons. The first reason being that it's the only place you can play Nintendo games. Now, that might sound obvious, but when you look at the library of Zeldas and Marios and everything that we love about Nintendo, Splatoon 3 shout out, you can't play those games anywhere else. And Nintendo polishes their games to be fun and playable anywhere. Handhelds like the Steam Deck and the ASUS ROG Ally might be portable PCs in a small package, but in being so, they lose something as well. For example, the Nintendo Switch has a interesting operating system. It hasn't changed in the many years since it came out really, but the point is that it works and it's quick and it shows you everything you need and it makes fun little clicks and pops when you actually use it. You never run into any problems like you would on these other PC centric handhelds either. You simply slot in your game and you start playing, and that's basically the best part of the Switch, is that it's just easy to use. You don't have to have a special power supply that delivers loads of power. You can plug it into any USB and charge it. Then you have games like Animal Crossing, which reward you for quickly picking it up and playing it throughout the day. There's just not that kind of support in other handhelds. And what's interesting is that this is almost a decade-old console. What happens when the Switch 2 comes out? Supposing that the Switch 2 follows suit and is a hybrid portable console that you can take with you just like the Switch, but just more beefed up, it's really going to be the king of handhelds. And we need to remember that Nintendo actually beat a lot of these other companies to the punch. The Nintendo Switch came out many years before the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and all of these other PC-centric ones. There's a certain je ne sais quoi with the Nintendo Switch that allows it to overlook the competition. For example, Disco Elysium. You can play that on the Steam Deck. I own it on the Nintendo Switch, and sure, the frame rate isn't as high as it is on the Steam Deck, and the graphics aren't as good, but all I have to do is use it. The game is specifically made and been ported to the Switch. With the Steam Deck, you often run into issues, and it's also easier to just select and go. It really is the ultimate portable device, because not only do you get the Nintendo library of games, you get all of the third-party support, which is probably better than any other Nintendo console ever. And it's on vacation when I took the Switch and was using it and thinking about how it compares to the Steam Deck I own, that I really realised that it's more than just how a game plays and looks. See, it's about how easy it is and getting over the mental blocks. For example, if you know that you're going to have to update your Steam Deck and then update the game, and then you can't find internet, and then it's sluggish, and all of these things, it puts you off wanting to even pick it up in the first place. I know that when I pick up my Switch wherever I am, it's not going to get in the way and beg me to do all of these kinds of updates before I can use it. And it's all of these reasons that make the Nintendo Switch the unbeaten king of handheld gaming. You can play Nintendo games, you can play third-party games, and you can play all of the hot trash that's on the eShop if you so wish. Sure, right now, the Switch is sluggish, the eShop takes forever to load, and going from page to page is just a nightmare. And sure, the Nintendo Switch is really showing its age in games like Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, where just walking around can really tank the frame rate. But that's why we need the Nintendo Switch too. But the Nintendo Switch we have now is still great, and considering how long ago the console actually came out now, it's just a testament to how well Nintendo have done this generation.